Hey there, LEGO fans. Here we are, right on the heels of the UCS Millennium Falcon. I've lined up another marathon build with the Ultimate Collector Series AT-AT. Kit number 75313, 6,785 pieces. And just like the Millennium Falcon, or all the kits I do for this channel for that matter, this is to be done in one sitting, so I'm in it for the long haul. I'm hoping to get this done under 12 hours, but won't know until we get there. So, I definitely have a lot ahead of me. I'd like to get this started. Let's open up this box, see what we got inside. I'm betting it's going to be a huge assortment of bags, no surprise there, and get this build underway so we can get a closer look at this magnificent, massive Ultimate Collector Series AT-AT. It was quite apparent in all the advertising that this UCS kit was going to be highly detailed and massive. And on those 2 points alone, I was already fairly certain I was going to like this kit. But was I going to love it? Every UCS kit I've done to date has been a beautiful reproduction. Some are more interactive than others, making them quite a bit more engaging than the simple display piece. And I'm pleased to say, this is one of them. So let's start getting a closer look at the elements of this walker that make it everything that I hoped it would be. Starting from the ground up, these 4 large cylindrical feet are both stable and fortunately do not slip, because built into the bottom of each of these feet is a small rubber tire, which is just enough to make this walker quite sure-footed. True to the original, the foot is able to rotate around an ankle-like joint. As it's assembled here, it rotates quite freely, so it'll always sit flat on whatever surface you place it on. The next 2 joints, at the knee and whether it be at the hip or the pelvis, are a different matter, for these are all secured in place with the Technics worm gear, and unless you want to force it, which I don't recommend, can only be moved with this little tool. With the key inserted, rotating the tool left or right will allow you to maneuver the joint, allowing you to pose each leg as you'd please, within certain limits. The range of motion of each joint is very good, but to remain stable, this massive set needs to be on all 4 feet at all times, so posing with one leg up is not recommended. And these joints can only take so much strain, so posing in any kind of stretched out position will stress the system beyond its tolerances. Before moving topside, a quick look at the end of the carriage reveals that it's also pleasantly detailed, as we'd expect from this kit, and I'd also like to point out that this is the only place that you can pick it up from. Pressing up on this small disc and then stabilizing the top with the other hand is really the only way to safely move this beautiful behemoth around. Now, up in the top section is where you have room for all our minifigs and equipment. Starting with the body, there's one panel on each side that you can flip open, giving a clear view through one of the sections. These are part of the actual AT-AT design, so having them open, whether it be on the battlefield, back at base, or whatever, could be quite appropriate, but it doesn't allow you to view the entire interior. The front and back sections can be viewed quite easily, as they can all be exposed by opening up these hinged panels. In the front right section, this gives us easy access to 8 seats that would have been backing this wall, 4 on the first level and 4 again on the second level. And in the back, on the first floor, there's a rack containing 2 speeder bikes, and on the second floor, the power generator. Swinging around the back, which is as pleasantly detailed as all the other surfaces of this walker, brings us to the opening on the other side, where in the second floor we again have the power generators, but on the first floor we do have the racks for the 2 speeder bikes, but no speeder bikes, as this kit only comes with 2 of them. So if you want to have 4, you will have to make those yourself, which is not the worst thing. Or alternately, you might want to mod this. Personally, I think these troopers would really appreciate a washroom, and or maybe a medic bay. And then in the front, we had just as we had on the other side, with the backs of 8 chairs spread over 2 floors. But this is not all there is to see inside, and to get full access, first you have to pull off the center top panel, you can then pull off the top front and back panels, and the side panels themselves can be entirely lifted off, giving you full access and full viewing of the entire interior of the body. With everything exposed, we can now see that this walker is equipped to hold quite the complement of minifigs, as the second floor is mostly seating, with 4 rows of seats and 32 chairs in total. Combine that with the 8 on the first floor, that gives you 40 seats, for 40 troopers that can sit comfortably, and definitely many more that could be standing around. For the troopers to get between the 2 levels, there's a large convenient ladder towards the back. And all the way in the back, if you open up the side panels on the generators, you can see the cylinders within are in the same colors as the Octane Fuel Co. So it seems that, in the LEGO universe, even the Empire is fueled by the LEGO City Fuel Company. Now up to the head, which has 2 small cannons mounted on each side, each of which are able to be rotated up and down. The main cannons are mounted just beneath the head, and are mounted on a pivot point, so as you move one back and forth, the other one will follow in suit, which, despite its simplicity, is surprisingly fun to play with. All the way in the front is that thin red slit, which would allow the drivers and commander to see the terrain in front of them, and this is all mounted on a neck, comprised of a series of rings, connected up with a bunch of joints within, flexible rubber tubing on the exterior, which is all connected to a series of linkages that allow you to swing the head left or right from the little control mechanism located in the body of the walker on the second floor, right in front. And I'm sure it comes as no surprise that there's also a scene within the head. And just like the body, this one was meant to be viewed from the side. So on either side, you can pull off a panel exposing the control center, where we have 3 more minifigs. Right in front, we have our 2 pilots, with the controls and the view window right in front of them. Just behind them is the commander's tactical station, in this case General Veers himself, who is standing right in front of the hatch that leads to the body of the walker. And just as it was with the body, you can open up the top, giving you easy access to the interior so you can set up your minifigs, but this is not really how it's intended to be viewed, because, for one, it doesn't stay open, which is a little bit annoying when you set it up, but not so bad. But secondly, with the lid open like this, the drivers in front don't have the control sitting in front of them, and it just kind of looks stupid, so it definitely looks way better if you open it up from the side panel with the lid closed. And that brings us to the minifigs, and this kit comes with a healthy complement of 9. we have Luke Skywalker in his pilot's outfit, as he was during the Battle of Hoth, General Veers, who is one of the 2 set exclusives, the 2 AT-AT drivers, 1 male, 1 female, the Snowtrooper Commander, who is also a set exclusive and also very welcomed into my collection, and then 4 Snowtroopers, who I'm pleased to report are now representing a more diverse population, which makes sense because at this point in the timeline we're not using clones anymore, these are now conscripted troops. And of course, as we expect with all UCS kits, there's also a nice plaque, laying out many of the stats and specifications of this all-terrain attack transport, which is a kit I'm very happy to welcome to my collection, and one that I find myself liking more than I thought I would. Its size alone is quite impressive, and I definitely notice it every time I look in its direction. The details are really pleasing, from the feet all the way through to the head, both interior and exterior. And while there are limitations on how you can pose the legs, as long as all 4 are touching the surface in a reasonable standing position, there are really a lot of options open. And I found that my smaller snow and sand speeders are both the right scale to fit right under one of these feet, so I'm definitely going to have some fun setting this one up. Which is part of why I'm enjoying this kit so much more than many of the UCSs that I have. Because it's not simply a matter of build it and put it in place and you're done with it. I can pose it, I can fill it with a variety of troopers, pretty much how I please, maybe add this into a battle scene. In short, I'm finding my desire to interact with this to be actually pretty high. So unlike the majority of other UCS kits out there, I'm actually going to give this one a pretty good rating on the play scale. In much the same way that I really enjoy setting up my modulars. Even my partner has plans. She's been waiting for me to finish capturing media for this video, so she can take it over and make her own holiday scene within. This is still a work in progress. I don't know where it's going to finish, but it looks pretty great so far. And when it's time to take down the holiday decoration, I'm thinking I can transform this into a lounge and party space for all the variety of different troopers I've collected over the years. So, as this kit is so large, impressive, nicely detailed, attention-gathering, I have a high desire to interact with it, and coming with some set exclusive minifigs, I'm going to include this amongst my favorite UCS kits. It is a little unfortunate it comes with such a high price tag at about $1,000 Canadian, but if watching this video has left you with desire for this kit, I sincerely hope that you currently have, or soon will attain, the coin and space for this beautiful piece.